What up, gangsters? So, spring onion pancakes. Yeah, it's a Chinese dish and made of green spring onions, but I want to kind of zhuzh it up, pimp it up, and kind of make a clusterfuck full of fusion in this dish. It is going to be a Chinese dish with a bit of Italian and a bit of, I guess, French. I made this dish on my Instagram TV, but I want to make it better. I made it with condensed milk. This here is sugar, water, and a pinch of salt. So plain flour into your mixer. You could do this totally by hands, but I'm lazy. Why not get the machine to do the work for you? Get your water in, some sugar, and then we grab a pinch of salt. All we're gonna do is work it until this dough becomes shaggy and kind of elastic as well. Now you want to kind of play by the eye. If some measurements aren't the same or doesn't really work out, the dough's too dry, add some water. If it's too wet, add some flour. Easy as that. It's not hygienic at all. No, but we're gonna cook it anyway. Kill the bacteria, kill COVID. Right now you can see it's stretching, it's starting to come together. Gonna speed it up. You can sort of see it's catching on the sides and then it's pulling them all away. It's starting to work the gluten, becomes more elastic, and that's what you want. Half the dough work with the machine and the other half with my hands. You can use a clean surface or a lightly floured bench. Grab some flour to a clean bench. Flour some of your hands as well. Grab your shaggy dough and smack it onto your bench. Now it's gonna get messy. This dough is a little bit wet. What you wanna do is kind of work this out. Put a bit of flour and kind of keep working this until the dough becomes nice, smooth, and elastic. When it's sticking to your hands, like mine right now, it's not great, but you can add some more flour. You wanna keep working the gluten until it becomes a nice dough. Imagine if this never comes together. A bit too wet, maybe. I'm not gonna lie, this is actually too wet. It's getting there. I'm adding way more flour than I need to. This recipe is wrong. Fuck. Either this is gonna turn out really good, or it's gonna turn out absolutely horrible and just ruin 3 cuisines at once. We're back, that was a fuck up. Big mess. When you get to this kind of consistency, it's nice, soft, still a bit shaggy, still sticky and moist, but not dry or tough. It's quite soft to push on. And that's when you know it's ready to rest for at least 30 minutes before you can roll it out. So into a container it goes, and we're gonna start chopping up our scallions and also make the ricotta and a confit garlic. Now for the next step, we're gonna make the easiest ricotta, the easiest cheese you can do at home. You just need 3 ingredients: cream, milk, lemon juice, and a bit of salt. Gonna add some salt into the cream and milk, juice in your lemons, and then we're gonna give it a quick stir. Now once that's done, turn up the heat into a medium-high and let it come up to a simmer. You can start to see the acid starts to cook and coagulate the milk and the cream, and it separates from the whey. That's when you know you've made cheese. The little curds start to come up, you can strain it and you got yourself some ricotta. It's simple, it's easy. Any acids will do. Got lemon, you can do some vinegar as well, white wine vinegar. Simple. All right, so it's not even simmering yet. You can have a look-see. The curds are starting to come up and separating from the whey. There you can see that. That is all the milk curds coming up, turning into cheese. All right, now after all that, you can see the milk has split. You're gonna strain it through a fine cloth. It'll be quite claggy. And you can see the cloth there is starting to catch all those curds. And what you're straining out here is the whey. Pop this in the fridge, let the fats and the curds set, and you got yourself some whey liquid and some cheese. All right, back to our dough. Dough's already been rested. It's nice and stretchy. You can see that. Gonna flour my hands and the bench. Gonna give it a quick knead just to get the dough working again. So I got a bit of the dough, slap it on, add some oil onto the board and some oil into my hands. And all we wanna do is just kind of stretch that dough out. I'm gonna use a rolling pin, and you wanna kind of stretch it out as thin as you possibly can. And it's okay if it's not perfect. You can make it into a rectangle or a circle, whichever way works. All right, you can see that it's starting to be really fucking thin. Look at that. You see my fingers coming through it? That's what you want. That's as even as I can possibly get it to. I'm gonna sprinkle some oil, just drizzle generously as well. So this will help keep the layers. I'm gonna spread it out with my hands. You can use a brush for this. You can use butter as well. Then I've got my spring onions that I've chopped up. Then add some salt. Okay, from here on, grab one end and kind of gently fold it over into one manky little sausage. So the inspiration, the idea where I got this from, when I was filming for MasterChef, we were up in an apartment. I was kind of craving this actually. And then I just figured out how to make ricotta. And this is what I made in the apartment. You know, I thought this is like prata. Now, once you get to this, you want to kind of roll it up again to a snail, just like so. And here, at this little tail end, and tuck it underneath. At that point, push this little snail down just a little bit and roll it out as even as you possibly can. Doesn't have to be too thin, but make sure it's not too thick either. Oh shit, did you get that? Bit of a squirting action. I obviously suck, but gonna leave that as is. You can make a bunch of these, stack them up, and then let it sit aside. But we're gonna fry these out very, very soon. It's okay if your spring onions are kind of bursting out. It's all good. Now for the last little magical component for this is I've got some oil, a bit of garlic, and a bit of thyme. All you need to do is get that oil to cover the garlic, put it into very low heat, and let that simmer and cook out for 20 minutes. Low heat, make sure it's not frying, making sure that it doesn't burn or caramelize too much because you want that garlic to be sweet and soft. Not much effort, but it's damn delicious. You grab this small one here. This is how you just check, all right? After 20 minutes, 20, 30 minutes, that's when you know it's nice and ready. We're gonna use everything. You can use the garlic oil and kind of keep it like this, and it can stay in your jar for quite a long time. All right, ladies and gentlemen, back to the pan and back to the pancake. Gonna use our garlic oil. Gonna drizzle some of that. So we've got a bit of French, we've got a bit of Italian, and now we've got some Chinese. What kind is this? This is some fucking, I don't know, sweet salty cuisine. We do whatever we want here. I want to get this as crispy as I possibly can. Now once your oil is not smoking hot, you don't want that, it's gonna burn. I'm gonna grab a little mush, and that's gonna kind of lightly fry it. I know there's a lot of oil, don't worry about it, I'm not talking about, there's not a health channel, man. When you kind of know when it's ready to flip, is the outer layers or the edges of this pancake begins to kind of cake up, becomes translucent and kind of done-ish, but not in the center. That's where you know when to flip it. Or you can use a spatula and just check underneath. We're gonna get the nice golden crispiness all throughout. All right, let's have a look. Woo! That's what you want. Flip. Oh yes. Gonna cook this on the other side just a few more minutes. And turn off the heat at this point and let it kind of cook through with the residual heat. So this one is a lot thicker than my Instagram TV one, but it's just as good. That's pretty much about done. I'll take this off the heat. Okay, now it's time to plate up. We've got our confit garlic, our ricotta. Let's have a little smidge of this ricotta. That is what you want, okay? If it's too dry, you can always add the whey back in and kind of give it a good mix, kind of loosen it up into like a nice creamy sauce. Yeah, that's what you want. Oh, crisp. Oh, that's good. That is delicious. I want to kind of put them into rounds, all around, like that. Then on top, this is, oh my God. Fuck. Okay, now ricotta goes on top. Oh, you know what? Since my ricotta is pretty stiff, I'm just gonna pull this back in, make it into it's like a whey sauce. Yep. It's like the most bodgiest cooking show right now. The most fucking bodgiest. See what I mean? When you make it into sort of like a sauce, put it on top now, bam, spread it, cream, smack some more on. I'm actually not that bad at cooking, I promise you. Spread it around. Pinch of salt, crack some pepper. Next and last but not least, grab your little pillows of delicious garlic. A couple little babies. Oh, they're so silky. That's what you want. Get a couple more. And drizzle your garlic oil once again. An absolute fuss, but this is my spring onion pancake with confit garlic, garlic oil, black pepper, ricotta with lemon. Delicious. There you have it. That is my fusion 3 ways. Okay. Oh yes. Just hit that like button. Just do it now. Oh my god. That one's for the subscribe. This one? Yeah. Thanks, gangsters. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification button. Not that you fucking need it. I'm hardly even there. But, yeah, no. Subscribe to my channel. Share this around. Try this at home. Let me know how you go. It's fucking delicious. Ciao.